All right, guys, this is Andrew from REI Live Columbia, and I've got a couple of tricks for you. This is a super simple way to get started getting to your rental income. All right, I just put it into 9 things, and I'm going to go through it right now. So hang out with us. We'll do the first 3 right now. All right, I don't want to spend too much time on this. And guess what? I get to play with our new board. Woo! All right, so 9 steps to rental income. What's step number 1? This is where you have to get going. Like, you actually have to take some action and get started. This is setting up your goals. And so when we say setting up your goals, it's not just writing, I want to have a rental house. That's not what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's a good goal to have, but I want to know how many rental houses, how much cash flow I need, and where am I going with that, right? So let's talk about financial freedom. What that means to me is my passive income, my rental properties are paying for my bills, right? So I don't have to go to work if I don't want to. The rental income is going to pay for our bills to allow us to live. So what does that mean? Well, let's just break it down. Say you need, we'll make it a round number, say you need $10,000 a month to live. That's a lot. You probably don't need that much, but 10 sounds good. So let's actually break that down. Let's come down to 5. Let's be more realistic because we're talking cash flow. There's no taxes taken out of that. It's not a paycheck. All right, so $5,000 a month that you need for financial freedom. All right, so that's $5,000. And my handwriting's not great, just so you know. All right, so what do we need for our passive income goals? So we need to know how much cash flow we need per unit, and then how much capital do we have, and then what is our budget for acquisitions. Those are things that we're going to need to know so that we can get to this $5K a month. All right? So what we like to look at is about $200 per unit cash flow. And we use the BRRRR method. If you don't know what that is, we're not going into that. But that's how we grew our portfolio from just 1, 2, 3 up to 85 units, is using the BRRRR method where we refi and get our money out. But we like $200 cash flow per. All right, $200 cash flow per unit. Now, somebody do the math for me, all right? If we're doing $200 cash flow per unit, we need to get to $5,000 a month cash flow. How many units do we need? I'm going to go out and say I think that's 10. Is that 10? No, 5. Is that 50? That's 50 cash flowing rental units to get there at $200 per month per unit, okay? So if we have 200 per, we're going to get to 5K with just 50 units, all right? That's not right. Is that right?
No, it's not.
That's not right. It's 25. See, you're over there laughing. I thought, don't mess with me. 25 units. All right, 25 units. 25 units for cash flow to get to our 5K. All right? Then we need to figure out how much capital do we have now. You need to be realistic. We started with a loan from a 401k. You could do that. You could borrow from friends and family. You could use credit cards to get your first one. The BRRRR process makes that possible, where you can BRRRR it and then get your money back and use the same pool of capital to do it over and over and over again. You're not going to get to 25 units overnight, but you can do it in just a couple of years if you set your goals and you work at it. All right, so how much capital do you actually have right now? If you've got $100,000, well, this is going to be easier. If you've only got 30, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but it's still doable, all right? Don't let that stop you. Go for it. Set these goals out and work towards it, all right? And then what's your budget for acquisitions? You need to know what your capital is now, and then you can work towards that. All right. Number 2, learn your market, all right? Every market is different. Most people are like, I suggest start where you are. But you might be in a really expensive market and that might be difficult. So that's okay. Start somewhere where you know. So if you have friends, family, if you grew up in a town that's less expensive than where you live now, then maybe you work there, you invest there. All right, so make a decision, figure out which market you're going to be in, and then start to network. This is the biggest part, all right? Network. That's going to help you learn all about your market. How much does it cost to get a rental house? How much is it actually going to rent for? Who are the good local banks? Who are the contractors? Where's the property management company? Those are things that you will get from your network. All right, go out there and meet some locals. I'm going to circle this 10 times if I can. Go network. Come to the REI Live meetups. Go to wherever rehab meetup is in your town. If there's not one, start one. Just put something on Facebook and say, hey, I'd like to meet some other investors in Columbia, South Carolina. Let's meet up. Let's go to Chick-fil-A for lunch. Whatever it is, start meeting people, telling them what you're doing. Tell them you got to get 25 rentals in the next 5 years so that you could be financially free. That's what you have to do. That's the first 3 steps to generating rental income with not much else to do, all right? This is just getting started. You got to get started taking this action, all right? So we're going to jump to the next 3 steps in the next video. We'll see you there. And cut.